So this is a January 2025 bidding contest on RealBridge. And having done a couple of these in the past now, I mean, it's relatively clear that the main purpose of the contest is actually just to generate expert discussion on some, well, generally bidding problems. There are certainly ones where the decision is very clear. We saw a couple of those last month for sure. But generally, there will be problems that are actually relatively complicated. So as opposed to like trying to actually come up with the best bid, which he just pulls a bunch of experts and takes the majority opinion, and maybe everyone on the panel is an expert. That's not so clear to me. But that's not always the case, I think, and additionally because he allows a lot of flexibility in the panelist systems that they utilize. Not everyone's playing the same system, and so they just pick whatever bid feels comfortable to them in their system. So anyway, if you are participating in the contest, bottom line is that you shouldn't be too concerned if you don't necessarily get the same bid as some of the top experts. But choosing a bid that the experts make is probably somewhat important. Anywho, let's get into hand one. So we have a 19 count. We're in second seat. It is imps, both players vulnerable. Our right-hand opponent opens a club. Our hand is too good for one heart overcall with 19, despite the flat shape and kind of the worthless spade queen. So we do decide to make a takeout double first, which seems very reasonable. Pass, redouble. So, okay, we'll talk about this for a second. Left-hand opponent passes the takeout double of a club. So left-hand opponent just doesn't have very much. They could have some sort of 6 count that just doesn't want to bid something, but I think it's a little bit more likely that they're completely broke, especially given our values. Partner passes the takeout double of a club. Now this is shocking because it's not just that partner should be going after a club if they have a hand that's like queen jack 10 6 the clubs. They need to have stuff, because queen jack 10 6 the clubs is worth a handful of tricks, but opposite a pretty normal takeout double where your partner has a singleton club and a 4x1 like 11 or 12 count, the opponents are just cold for 3 no trump, and well, I guess you can run if a club gets redoubled or something, but like over tricks are costly in these contracts. So I think partner in general is going to need to have like aces and kings for their pass. Well, what does that mean? So we decide to pass the rescue redouble, which is pretty reasonable. Both vulnerable. I mean, again, it's imps. Like, it kind of doesn't matter if we end up scoring plus 200 or plus 500 or something. I mean, plus 200 might be a little bit cheap, but if we're offered plus 500 against a one-level contract, we may as well just take it. Our right-hand opponent opened the bidding. It's pretty unlikely we have a slam, especially given that we don't have a ton of shape. So we'll just take plus 500 against our game, lose 3 imps some of the time, but every once in a while we just win 11 because the game goes down. So I agree so far with our bidding up to this point. We pass. Our left-hand opponent escapes to 1 diamond, and it comes pass to us. Well... So a couple things are pretty clear, I would say. I've already talked about several of them. 1, slam is not going to be good. Yeah, we could probably construct a hand where slam is going to make, you know, let's say partner has queen jack 10, 6 of the clubs, the king of spades, and the diamond ace. That would be a 10 count. Right-hand opponent is open to an 11 count. We lose a spade trick, the king of clubs is on side, we can pick up the heart suit to avoid any other losers. So it is barely possible that we could be making a slam. I don't think that's really what we want to focus on here. I think our objective is basically to determine whether or not we want to go after a penalty of 1 diamond, or do we want to just bid 3-0. Hey, Matt! Glad to see you. Thanks for the raid. Appreciate it. Welcome on in, viewers. I didn't even know you're streaming. That's probably on my end, but I found some time, so I decided to fire up my stream. Apologies if you were busy with something, but we're taking a look at RealBridge's bidding contest from last month. I think it's pretty clear to go after a penalty of a diamond. You weren't playing bridge? Good. Excellent. Well, I didn't mean to cause you to end your stream, but hopefully you had a good one. I know it's pretty early for you, I think. So I have seen that you've been getting a lot of practice in with Tom. I assume that's like a GNT thing. So I wish you the best of luck in those qualifiers, if you have that coming up. Alright, I think I've said basically all I care to say on this one. Let's double 1 diamond. Just collect a juicy penalty against this contract. I mean, maybe I should think for another second. NAPs, you're going to need him to carry you. He's a pretty good partner, so I'm sure you guys will do great. You know, again, North didn't bid over the takeout double. Now, obviously, North might have 6 small diamonds and nothing else in their hand, but presumably they could have preempted 2 diamonds if they had a hand like that. I think it's pretty likely the opponents are in like a 4-3 diamond fit, but that does beg the question, what's actually happening on this hand? Because we already believe partner has like 6 clubs, right? So left-hand opponent has like a singleton club. They've run to diamonds. I guess left-hand opponent could be like 4-3-5-1 is somewhat likely. Partner leads a trump. We can pull a couple rounds of trumps. I mean, the opponents probably have a spade fit, is what's most likely happening here. If we double diamond, they may run to 1 spade. And then we're just going to have to bid 3-0 anyway later. I don't know. I mean, maybe we just bid 3-0 now. You know, no, this is silly. Let's double diamond. Let's let partner decide what to do over spades. I mean, partner could have like a heart void over there, and then the opponents are in huge trouble on this one. Yeah, let's go after them. That sounds good. All right, board 1, we X. Whoop. Board 2. Both vulnerable. We're in 4th seat. Imps again. A diamond on our left. 3 no trump by partner. What is 3 no trump by partner? There's like no explanation of what this bid is. Is this like 2 play with a diamond stopper and a solid minor? Is it like partner has solid clubs and a diamond stop? 4 diamonds on our right. I mean, like, if that's partner's hand, we should bid 5 clubs, right? Like, hello? Because we just lose a heart and a spade in a club contract? I don't know. I mean, I guess we can get in trouble if they tap us in diamonds at trick 1. I'm not sure I understand the problem here. The problem all revolves around what partner's 3-no bid is. It's got to be a diamond stopper with solid clubs. But, like, them not telling us that makes me very uncomfortable just assuming and bidding 5 clubs. I don't know. How bad is 5 clubs in general? They lead a diamond, we rough. We, like, lead the king of spades. Like, if they lead a trump, we can pull 2 rounds of trumps and then just knock out the spade ace. We'll be able to ruff a diamond to get back to dummy, cash a couple spades to pitch all of our diamond losers, ruff the spades good, and then play a heart over to get back in case we have heart losers. It's definitely possible that a heart lead ends up beating 5 clubs, but I think it's pretty unlikely. Or I think it's pretty unlikely that they will lead a heart. I don't know, man. Like, I'm just going to bid 5 clubs because I'm pretty sure that's what partner's hand is, but is there an alternative? Like, double is very uncomfortable. I think partner's going to pass that out unless we have agreements about this auction. We'll just bid 5 clubs. That seems down the middle, hopefully. 4 spades could be correct. I mean, at match points, I might bid 4 spades, hoping that partner understands I'm kind of offering a choice of the black suits. But at teams, I don't really see the point. All right, hand 3. Man, we are breezing through this set. We're in 3rd seat. Match points this time. Our partner passes in 1st seat. A spade on our right. We have 14 count, can't really bid anything. I mean, even with the jack of spades, maybe this is probably not good enough to bid a no trump or overcall a no trump. We are favorable, though. So spade, pass, pass. Partner balances 2 hearts, 2 spades on our right. And the question is, do we think we were making 2 hearts? If we do, we should double. If we don't think we were making 2 hearts, then this might just be okay for us to let this go, because we were already entitled to a minus score. Partner should be preempting 6-card heart suits, so we're in a 5-2 heart fit. The opponents presumably are in like a 6-1 or maybe 6-2 spade fit. I think we should go after this. The 10 of spades is a pretty big card. I don't really know what I'm supposed to lead. Whether I should lead a high diamond, probably lead a high diamond. Planning to switch to hearts. Or if I should just lay down the heart ace immediately. I guess we lead a high diamond. The thing is, we're probably not going to get enough information to know if we should hold off on playing the heart ace because Declare has the king. Partner's going to have a hard time telling us that, but I think we just play partner for the heart king when they balance 2 hearts like this. We have 3 heart tricks. They have the king of hearts. That's a 4th trick. A heart through will give us a ruff or a trump promotion. That'll be 5 tricks. The king of clubs is pretty likely to score as 6. So, yeah, I think we go after them. Were we making 2 hearts? My instinct says yes. We have a lot of nice cards, so despite being a 5-2 fit, I mean, we have no wasted spade values. And even if partner starts getting forced in spades and our left-hand opponent starts pitching diamonds, we should still be able to get a couple spade ruffs, a couple diamonds, lead a club to the king, take a heart finesse, cash the ace of hearts, ruff some more spades. It sounds like 8 tricks, maybe even 9. So I'm a little bit hesitant to commit to bidding 3 hearts myself, given that I know we only have 7 trumps, but it feels like this is a pretty typical match point double. I mean, I don't know if the panel will understand that. I think a lot of players kind of ignore match point scoring, so they don't really know how to handle these situations, but it seems pretty clear to me. Hand 4. None vulnerable. We're 2nd seat. Imps. Pass on our right. We have an 11 count with 6 spades. We open a spade. 2 hearts on our left. 4 hearts splinter by partner. 5 hearts on our right. Yeah, I mean, I would say that the main question here is, what are our agreements about forcing pass? And I think the panel is going to be split on this. So I think that some panelists will pass and others will double based on whether or not the forcing pass is agreed upon in this spot. And that all revolves around the 4 heart bid, because I mean, partner didn't really have another way to game force in hearts. So it's a little bit unclear. For example, let's say the auction had gone a spade and we got a 3 heart overcall on our left. So as opposed to the 2 heart bid here from North. If that was a 3 heart bid and partner had bid 4 hearts, I think it's a lot more clear that we're in a forcing pass scenario. Because partner had a different way to game force. They could have just bid 4 spades over 3 hearts to get us to game without insisting that they have extras or that they're interested in slam or that they think this is our side's hand. So the 4 heart bid there would be a very clear forcing pass, like establish a forcing pass. Here, 3 hearts would have just been invitational or better. Yeah, partner could have a game force and make that bid, but they don't have to have a game force to bid 3 hearts. And 4 spades would, of course, be preemptive over a simple overcall, as opposed to a preempt. So what do I think is the right way to play this forcing pass? I mean, the right way to play it is to make an agreement with your partner. This is one of my main concerns with the entire RealBridge, like, bidding contest thing, is that they kind of expect you to make decisions based on situations where the normal solution is for you and your partner to make an agreement. What do I think the panel is going to actually say about this one? I think that most of the panel is composed of older players, and older players play far fewer forcing passes than younger players. So I suspect the panel is going to, a majority of the panel is going to believe that this is not a forcing pass scenario, in which case we should also treat it like not a forcing pass scenario. So I know that the elephant in the room is the 5 spade bid that I think a lot of people will want to make in this spot, and I think that's a really bad decision. Our hand is screaming defense and not offense. We have no values in our spade suit. The singleton king of hearts opposite partner singleton is really poor for offense. Jack third of diamonds is pretty bad. Queens and jacks tend to be more defensive cards in general, so the queen of clubs could easily take a trick on defense. It'll take a trick on offense as well in that spot, but we're never making 5 spades. The point is, the opponents might be going down in 5 hearts. So, I mean, it would just be, it's just kind of a gamble to bid 5 spades here, expecting that the opponents are making 5 hearts. And a lot of the times that gamble is not going to earn you very many, I don't think that gamble is going to earn you very many imps. I don't think 5 spades is likely to make. And if we do go down, I mean, we might just be going minus 300 against their potential game. Sure, we could win 4 imps that way. Maybe we're minus 100 against their game. That would be a much larger win. 8 imps, I think. But at the same time, I mean, if partner just has some stuff, like ace of spades, king of clubs, 5 hearts is probably going down. So we may as well just take a plus score rather than really risking, a lot, hoping that partner has some sort of perfect hand over there and that suit splits well, or suits split well, and 5 spades makes. So yeah, I do think the choices are between pass and double, and this seems like a pretty clear pass to me. So let's lock in our bid. On to hand 5. None vulnerable, partners the dealer, imps. So we're in third. Partner opens heart. We have a 14 count and 4 spades. And according to the system, we've been required to respond to spade with this hand. Now, I think basically everyone who plays 2/1 nowadays would respond 2 clubs, or maybe 2 diamonds, depending on their system, with this hand. You can go through a spade, but it makes the rest of the auctions a lot more complicated, and it's not like bidding a spade frequently gives you any more clarity on where you want to play. I mean, sure, a heart, a spade, 2 spades, and you get to play 4 spades. You do have kind of a minimum game force. A heart, a spade, 2 hearts, and you get to play 4 hearts. Once again, a minimum game force. A heart, a spade, and no trump. You get to play 3 no. Probably. Although maybe you would look for a 5-2 heart fit, given your weak clubs and strong hearts. But this sort of auction is kind of a prime example for why we want to just establish the game force first, because now over 3 hearts, we don't really have a sensible way to game force and show heart support. If the auction had gone a heart, 2 clubs, 2 hearts, then we could bid 3 hearts to clarify a fit. Or if partners 2 hearts is something else, we could bid 2 spades then, and then maybe 3 hearts later to clarify our doubleton heart support. So, what are we supposed to do over 3 hearts? I mean, look, if there is a single panel member who doesn't complain about our first choice of bid on this hand, I would be shocked. So, get ready for an avalanche of comments, hatred for the 1 spade bid. But now that we're here, I mean, a very simple thing to do is to queue 4 diamonds. I mean, hopefully it's a Q bid in support of hearts. This is another spot where I think it's really important to have partnership agreements, and I also think that a lot of panelists will have partnership agreements with their regular partners. To me, we're playing, and there are only 3 possible final contracts at this point in the auction. 4 hearts, well, suits, I should say. You know, final contracts could be slams or grand slams, but I don't think diamonds and clubs are suits. So I know that I've seen people use 4 clubs as a slam try and hearts here and 4 diamonds as a slam try and spades. I can guarantee that that is a system I've seen people play. I think it also makes sense to play 4 clubs and 4 diamonds both as Q bids for hearts, and play 3 spades as forcing, in which case you could bid 3 spades with a hand that wants to make a slam try and spades. I mean, barring that, I don't know what we're supposed to do with the hand. I'm gonna bid 4 diamonds, and that kind of gets the point across. If this is a Q bid, yeah, we don't have the ace or king of diamonds, but queen jack is often good enough, especially if partner is pretty likely to have one of the diamond honors, given that they're missing all of the heart honors. It highlights the club weakness. So I think that's got to be the play at this point. So let's lock in 4 diamonds. I mean, again, it would be really nice if we knew what our agreements were in these spots, but this seems like a pretty reasonable way to deal with the problem hand. We'll see what the panel thinks about the 4 club and 4 diamond bids. I'm sure there'll be a lot of discussion about it. Hand 6. We're in 3rd seat again. Did we ever get to open in 1st seat? Oh my god, I'm looking at hand 7. I need to move that off screen so I don't get distracted. Partner opens a club. We have a 2-4-1-6-8 count. Right-hand opponent jumps to 3 spades. The opponents are vulnerable. We're not. It's match points. I'm not sure I really understand the problem here. I mean, we just start by making a takeout, or not takeout double, a negative double. Things do become a little bit awkward if partner bids 4 hearts, because we could be in a bad 5 or 4-3 fit. There are definitely hands where we have 5 hearts here and are forced to make a negative double because we just can't bid 4 hearts ourselves. So I suppose the real question is, like, we could pass 3 spades, right? Maybe that's the alternative that I hadn't considered. It doesn't seem all that appealing to me, because I would rather bid 4 clubs than pass 3 spades, which kind of drew me to the negative double. Like, I think it's very clear that between pass and 4 clubs is better. So maybe the question is, should we make a negative double or bid 4 clubs? I mean, I think it's automatic to make the negative double. 4 clubs bypasses 3 no trump, and we might make that. I know it's not imps, but still, it would be nice to get to 3 no if it's making. 4 clubs could obviously work. I mean, in a bidding contest, 4 clubs might be the bid, because this looks like a hand where we could easily have a club slam and even possibly go down in 3 no trump if they, like, lead a diamond, for example. But I think for practical purposes at the table, we do want to angle towards 3 no trump on a hand like this. So yeah, let's make the negative double. Hand number 6, we X. I know, we're super light for the double. Double is game forcing, isn't it? Or kind of game forcing. I mean, if partner bids 4 clubs over the double, we'll pass. Hopefully. I think partner has to do something more with extra values. So, hand 7. All right, here's the fun one, right? Oh, apparently this isn't the fun one. Hey, Koopa. Greetings from Universal Studios Orlando. I hope you're enjoying the trip. Is it a family trip? I know a lot of people do go down to that area. Universal Studios, Disney, a bunch of the tourist attractions down in Florida this time of year. I hope you're warm. Family trip there all week. I hope you enjoy the time. I've definitely been back to Orlando a number of times because they have the nationals there every once in a while, like every 7 years or so for bridge, but never really had time to explore any of the attractions when you're playing all week. All right, this hand, we're 6-5 in the black suits. Our right-hand opponent opens a heart, and the main question is, are you a Michaels bidder? Are you a 1-spade bidder? I think a lot of the older panelists would overcall spade with this hand pretty quickly, because that was the style back in the day, was that there are split ranges of Michaels. They're used to that, and so they're very used to, doing that sort of thing with this hand. I do wonder if it makes a difference that our suit's clubs and not diamonds, as to what the best thing to do is here. Because if we find a club fit, we'll be outcompeted in diamonds anyway, which kind of argues for just overcalling our 6-card major. I think if you have a 2-suited bid, like, I know that Brink plays this thing. Maybe he'll be back this week. And he plays all these 2-suited bids, I think. So for him, this would kind of be like a 3-club bid, I think, clubs and spades. And if you have that available, that seems pretty clear. Even if you're in the camp that, like, you don't want to bid Michaels with this hand, being able to show both your suits immediately is very important. I think the Heart Void is pulling me into bidding Michael's. I know I've mentioned a number of reasons why maybe it would be more attractive to bid spade. There's a couple of reasons I haven't mentioned, which are that if we bid Michael's, partner's going to assume that our minor suit is at least as long as our spade suit, and we might end up playing the wrong fit. But I think we should show both suits and then go from there. I do believe that we're probably going to get marked down on this one because I think the panel is made up of a bunch of old people who are going to overcall a spade. How can I say that in a nicer way? Anyway, we're moving on. Last hand. So, opponent's vulnerable. We're in first seat this time. Look at us go. Imps. We have 15, and we opened a heart like chumps. Fair enough. Spade on our left. 2 hearts by partner. 2 spades on our right. I don't really understand the question. What are our game tries? Can I ask? Like, can I just ask the opponents? Or, like, if the opponents are looking at our card during the auction, can I ask for it back so that I can peruse the front of the card and see what game tries we're playing? I mean, did I... Thank you, moderator. Yes, appreciate it. 2 hearts on 7. That's what I meant to... That's totally what I meant to bid. I would have been very confused when I got to the scoring and noticed that no one bid 2 spades. Good catch. I mean, this is kind of a perfect hand for a game try if we're playing it. I guess you could make an argument that we should just pass 2 spades. But that feels very pessimistic at imps. I mean, what do we need for game to make? I mean, certainly something like King 5th of clubs and the Ace of hearts would probably do it. Maybe it's hard for game to make. We're not vulnerable, so there's less incentive to try and bid game. I assume we're going to be graced with the idea that our partner would not be raising to 2 hearts on 4-card support, although I guess there's the question of what are they supposed to do with a mixed raise. If partner has a mixed raise, it's a lot more attractive to try and bid a heart game. Man, we have so many losers in the minor suits. What other hand can I construct other than partner having a huge club fit for game to have good play? Let's say they don't have the heart ace. So let's stuff their hand with minor suit honors of some kind. They could be like 4-4-3-2, Queen Jack of diamonds, King of clubs. We'll lose a heart, a spade, a diamond. The opponents should have time to pull dummies trumps and prevent a club ruff. I mean, that's a 6 count. Sure, partner could have the Queen of clubs or something. Hey, Eric. Back from playing bridge. How did it go? Hopefully you guys did well. Or you learned something or had fun. Had to quickly finish BBBL. Yeah, apologies. I've been streaming a little bit earlier. It's just my sleep schedule has been a little bit out of whack. There are definitely hands where game can make. I think for that reason, we probably should bid something. I don't know. Some of these hands were just getting tapped out in spades, right? This queen, jack of diamonds, king, queen of clubs hand. How convinced am I that we make it? Ace of spades, king of spades, rough. Club to the king, club to the ace, club rough. Or club to the king, queen of clubs, heart. They win. They force us again. We rough our club loser, but we still have to knock out the diamond ace. We can't pull the last trump, otherwise they run spades. I mean, I wouldn't be that upset about reaching that game. It's possible that East has the diamond ace and then they're out of spades by the time it gets back to us. Could 3-no be the game? It definitely could be. This is a tough problem. I think I'm just going to lock in 3 clubs because it feels very close. I'm not like super thrilled about any of the choices. I think at match points pass is probably correct. At teams, I guess I'm gonna give partner one more push towards a game. If they really do have a super awesome maximum hand, they can just blast 4 hearts and we're probably okay. If they retry with 3 diamonds, I don't really know what the plan is, but all right. Those are our scores, or those are our things. Let's see. Results? Is this the thing that I click? Yeah. Okay. Here we go. You can mostly see the text. I think this is about the best I can do. Yeah, 10th place in the Latvian in Paris is not bad at all. Unless you tell me that there were like 11 pairs playing. But I assume that there were quite a few more. All right. Welcome to the first set of 2025. A reminder that only your best of blah, blah, blah. Okay. Something about if you're playing along at home. We have 2 experienced international players as guest panelists this month. Born in 1952. Oh my god, that is so long ago. Sameh Makram Aid. Hey, Mindsport Glasses, thanks so much for the raid. Appreciate it. Welcome on in. We've been doing the RealBridge bidding contest. All right. Sameh Makram Abeid, I've mispronounced that twice now, is a former member of Egypt's parliament. He was part of the Egyptian Open team at the 1980 Olympiad in Valkenburg, and more recently, a member of his country's senior team in Wrocław and Lyon. Yeah, hello, Mindsport. Glad to have you joining. He recalls a rare double intra-finesse report in the Daily Bulletin that he executed against the USA. Okay. Interesting. Why did they give age for one player and birth year for another? Good question. Because it would be embarrassing to actually calculate how old this guy is. Maybe. Nigel Kearney is a 54-year-old software developer from Wellington, New Zealand. He was a member of the silver medal winning Kiwi team at the 1995 Junior World Championships in Bali. He was a member of the silver medal winning Kiwi team in 1995 Junior World Championships. Yeah. Yeah, Koopa, you should totally do this every month. Then we could compare. He's also represented his country at the open level. He's currently a national senior, or national selector and coach. His preferred system is 2/1 with weak no trump. A couple of this month's hands were sent to me by regular panelists. Hand 4 came from David Bird, and hand 5 from Alan Mould. Thanks to them. You have a hand, send it in details. The panel produced a majority on 4 of the hands of the set, 2 of them with very big majorities. However, the other 4 hands, they are seriously divided. Is that good news for competitors? We'll see. Most popular action, blah, 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 blah. Okay, great. Here we go. First one. So we get, for our double, we get 5. Couple panel votes. Lots of division on this one. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely an interesting problem. Eric, you did the contest? Let's see what people have to say. Hold on, let me move this over a little bit. There we go. All right. 2 hearts, the most popular choice. It's not so crazy. 2 hearts is natural and forcing. You expect your side has a game. I tend to just be of the opinion that, like, I mean, there's a couple reasons that I think doubling the opponents and collecting large penalties is good. Like, one, I'm actually relatively convinced that there are a lot of layouts where we're just collecting like 11 or 1400 against the opponents on this hand. And that's going to be worth an enormous number of imps. There might not be too many of them, but, you know, like 5 or 10% of the time, if we're just winning 14 out of nowhere, that feels like a pretty good result to me. So, you know, if some of the rest of the time we end up losing 3 or something by going after them and not getting rewarded, so be it. I mean, every once in a while we pull a big win. But 2, and to me this is a pretty important thing, psychologically, if the opponents get into a situation where they are in huge trouble and they could get doubled and go for 1100 against your game or even your part score, and you don't do it, that's going to embolden them to be more aggressive bidding later and kind of take advantage of your unwillingness to go after them and penalize them. If you can, in a team match, because we're playing imps here, double the opponents, and whether or not you collect a large penalty, like even if they go for 200 or something and you lose a pile of imps, I kind of consider that a win. I mean, if you double them and they make it, it's probably not good. But even if you lose like a handful of imps, even up to like 9 or something on this hand, but you clarify to the opponents that like you're not dealing with any of their bullshit, that's going to pay dividends throughout the match because they're now going to be afraid of competing. They're going to be afraid of like opening late or responding late or overcalling in your auction. And so they're going to become more conservative because it is necessary. They're worried that you're going to go after them. And then that's going to generate more imps for you in the future. So this is a position that I very much would love to go after the opponents at the 1 level and just lay down the law early in a match. But let's see what the panel says. Begin the year with mayhem as the panel come up with 7 different choices. Even so, there was a clear favorite. Let's start with them first. Giorgio Dubois explains why a jump to 2 hearts is better than the 1 heart bid that was very popular with competition entrants. Sure. Yeah. 2 hearts, I would bid 1 heart with a minimum. Have to jump now to show extra strength. I think 2 hearts just establishes the game force. Like, if we just bid 1 heart, we could have a 16 count. So it's not so clear how high we're bidding. Very similar to that later hand where we had mistakenly bid a spade rather than game forcing with 2 clubs, and then we were left with an awkward rebid after partner jumped. Here, 2 hearts just establishing the game force, showing a heart suit, and then we'll get to the right game, which that has a lot going for it. Megri starts the year with an accurate prediction, as we shall see later. 2 hearts. I don't think 1 heart or 1 no trump would show any strength. 2 no trump looks sort of right, but I can see the opponents taking 4 spades and the diamond ace. It's possible, for sure. Partner advances with 2 spades, I'll bid no trump. Marty Bergen, 2 hearts forcing. Is it? The comments from both Sally and David suggest it may not be, but these people are idiots. I'm not even going to dignify their responses. Simon and Andrew both address the question of whether we should defend. Aha. So Deweese says 2 hearts. Doubles would be penalty after the start. I expect partner to double 1 diamond with 3+, as he is... Ooh. That's a great point. Yeah. Oh man, that's a great point. Okay, anyway, let's continue. He's marked with long clubs, and I implied some diamond length by doubling a club. I'm not willing to defend at the 1 level with at most 5 trumps, so I'll show my hand type and take it from there. Robson, 2 hearts tricky. The first decision is whether to double. I think the lack of a 4th diamond makes this anti-percentage. That's probably a very fair assessment of it. Like, could double work even though we have at most 5 diamonds? Of course. We could still collect a large number against their contract. But Robson's probably right that it's anti-percentage. Still, I like double for the reasons I mentioned. All right, next question, how to get to that game between 3 no and 4 hearts. First thought was to simply jump in no trumps, as Queen Doubleton looks very no trumpy. However, I feel like we can have our cake and eat it, jumping in hearts, then bidding no trump. Couple did like the look of defending. Larry Cohen, my boy. Man, Larry Cohen and I have been on the same page about a lot of these decisions. Hold on, let me move this thing over to the side. I don't know if there's a better way to do this. I mean, I can shrink the text. That doesn't help. It still scrolls all the way to the side. Okay, we'll just leave it. Double, Larry says. With the expected trump lead, I hope we will get a huge number. And I don't know how to reach our correct spot anyway. I think you could work this one out, Larry. You could figure out how to reach the correct spot. But he's optimistic about the penalty. Look, I was too. Our Egyptian friend, Double. South has sent a distress signal, and I'm not letting them escape in any 1-level contract. We will lead trumps, and I expect 500 and maybe 800. South is probably 4-4-3-2, and North could have only 4 diamonds and no high card points. Let's go for the kill. Yeah, so I think Robson does make the very good point that partners should be... Wait, who made the good point? Deweese. That partners should be doubling with 3 trumps. It's not always the case that I mean, generally partners should double with 4 trumps in these auctions, but here specifically, I think he makes a really good point that partners should have 3. Some people bid a heart. We don't care about them. Some people bid a no trump. These people are insane. 2 diamonds. Villas Boas. Probably I'll play 3 no trump, but it's worth starting with 2 diamonds, as sometimes partner will surprise us. Fair enough. Nigel Kearney, our other guest panelist, 2 diamonds. We may have a game in no trump, hearts, or even clubs. I think if we have a game in clubs, we have a game in no trump. I think this is a bit of a mess. Oh, if partner has something like blank. Hold on. Yeah, see, again, I'm really not convinced that partner can have this few values for the auction. I think with a hand like this, we might just bid a spade. Yeah, I guess it does depend on what partner's passing with, but this feels too weak to me. I don't know where I would draw the line. My style is to overcall a heart with 4-5 in the majors, so I should be able to show a strong hand by bidding a heart now, but to avoid ambiguity, I will start with 2 diamonds. Eric says with 6 clubs, he'd pass. Yeah, I don't think with 5 clubs we would ever pass. I think partner has at least 6 clubs, for sure. But could you just have 6 clubs and nothing? Clubs are 6-5, 1-1 around the table, so You're probably not taking a ton of club tricks. You're just getting overruffed. I don't know. I would be curious to know what people actually think. Obviously, this guy thinks his partner would be passing with Queen Jack 10 fifth of clubs, but that seems crazy to me. Anywho, start with 2 diamonds to avoid ambiguity. Partner can bid a 3-card major over this. This is kind of similar to the point being made by Deweese, wherever that was, that partner should be treating 3-card suits as a real suit, which I think seems reasonable. 2 no trump. I don't like our pass of South 3 double, so now I have to bid 2 no. Well, this seems clearly incorrect. I think pretty automatic that we should just go after a penalty when we're this strong. 2 no, 19 to 21, fair enough. 2 no, 19-ish. Yeah, Jill makes a point. Partner was willing... Jill also is once again playing with a female partner in the women's pairs. Partner was willing to sit for 1 club doubled, so she must have values. Seems reasonable. 2 no, considered 2 hearts, but the hand looks like it belongs in no trump, also reasonable. Zia, of course, bids 2 no. Lots of 2 no trumps. Couple just bid what they think they can make. 3 no trump. I think 3 no is like pretty reasonable. You know, going through this 2 diamond auction, or even a 2 no trump auction, is going to give a lot more information to the opening leader about what to do. And 3 no trump directly might just make. I mean, there's no guarantee that left-hand opponent is going to lead a spade, even if they have spades. They might be 4-4 in the majors, for example. I guess not. They have diamonds. Well, they could be 4-by-1, but fine. Fair enough. I like 3 no a lot better than some of the other choices. 3 no. For me, partner's pass of 1 diamond is not forcing, as he can simply have a lot of clubs and nothing else. Okay, so people do seem to agree that partner could just have Queen Jack 10 6 the clubs and out. Koopa says 3 no feels wild. If you're confident you're making that, then 1 diamond doubled is easily going for 800. I think the concern is that we have a heart fit and a club fit, and the opponents with a spade fit and a diamond fit escape for like 200 or something, and 1 diamond doubled. I think that's the main concern here with why people are bidding 3 no as opposed to doubling. There were some doublers. We got 5 for our trouble. 5 points. Anyway. Yes, Alan is right that we could have avoided this whole scenario by starting with... Wait, who said... Huh? I'm so confused. Someone's advocating for... The guy who wrote the article is advocating for a 1 heart overcall? What do you mean this hand is close? Wait a second. Okay, I can't read that sentence seriously. This auction provides plenty for regular partnerships to discuss. Reasonable. They should certainly know whether partner's pass of 1 diamond is forcing. I agree. I think it should be, but Alan disagrees, and I know David does too. Whether it is or not, do either 1 no, 1 heart, or 1 no trump from us show extras, or could we just have a 4-4-3-2-12 count? I think this depends a lot on what partner's pass of the double of 1 club should promise. I don't think anyone's ever discussed this, but the real question is just like, would you do it if your hand was like 2-2-3-6 with Queen Jack 10 6th of clubs and out? Do you pass 1 club with that, or do you bid a diamond? My instinct is to bid a diamond. Maybe that's a match point thing. I'm not sure. because like passing out a club doubled and letting them wrap that contract with an over trick at match points is just going to get you 0. Okay, does 2 clubs show extra values, or would it just be an attempt to play there? I think 2 clubs is just to play. This was how the auction began in the Spin Gold final. Partner had... Oh my god, that is horrendous. Well, again, I think I would bid a heart with that hand. Just saying. So we would get to 4 hearts. It'd actually be very easy to get to 4 hearts. We would get there in 2 bids. Take out double, a heart, 4 hearts. Anywho. I don't love the 1 heart bid, but I absolutely hate passing a club doubled with 5 clubs. So 4 hearts was an easy make with the club king where you expect it to be. At the table, West jumped to 3 no trump, which as Meguri predicted, lost 4 spades in the diamond ace. I think this guy is a resultist. He's made a lot of comments which make it very clear to me that he sincerely cares about what actually happened at the table and uses that to cloud his judgment about the right thing to do. 2 heart bidders will clearly reach the optimum spot. Do the 1 heart bidders expect partner to take another bid on his flat 6 count? No, I don't think so. All right, next hand. Well, we're here. We managed to score all of the points on this one. Way to go, us. Ooh, there we go. Okay. So we got a bunch of votes for 5 clubs. We have a few votes for 4 spades. 6 clubs actually relatively popular with the panel. But why was it marked down? I wonder. I thought this guy tends to go based off of the panel responses and how he orders the things. I like this ranking. I think this is about right. 5 clubs is 10, 4 spades is 8, 6 clubs is 6. At match points, I would definitely flip 5 clubs and 4 spades. I think 4 spades is clear at match points. 5 diamonds is a bid. That seems overly optimistic to me, but I guess we'll find out what the panel says. Okay. I thought this hand would be a simple 2-way choice of game decision with perhaps a few competitors tempted into a double. However, over a third of the panel had other ideas. We'll get to them later, but let's start with the mainstream options. 5 clubs. Solid clubs and a diamond stopper. Partner might easily be off both major suit aces. I think partner is almost guaranteed to be off both major suit aces. You really want to define this 3 no trump bid, right? And so I think the best objective way to define it is that you have nothing outside, because that allows your partner to make a judgment about whether or not to sit for 3 no or run to 4 clubs or bid 5 clubs or possibly even go looking for a slam if they have the right hand. If you could have a hand that contains 0, 1, or 2 outside aces, that makes it impossible for partner to judge. And you're effectively then treating the 3 no trump bid as a preempt. If you wanted to preempt, just jump to some level of the suit, right? That seems like a simple way to preempt. So I think partner basically has to be off both major suit aces, but let's take a look. 5 clubs, North has a vulnerable opening bid, so he's likely to hold the 2 major suit aces. Bidding 6 clubs, hoping partner has solid clubs, the diamond king, and a major suit ace is placing him with the perfect hand. Villas 5 clubs. With 7 or 8 solid clubs and a diamond stop, it's okay to bid 3 no over a diamond, so 5 clubs. With a major suit ace more, I think partner would start with a double. Great point. Either a double or a direct overcall, depending on what their hand looks like. 5 clubs. Opposite partner solid suit. 5 clubs look safer than 4 spades. Agree. We might make slam if partner has a major suit ace as well, but even vulnerable, I think solid clubs plus a stopper is enough for 3 no. 5 clubs, no explanation. 5 clubs, matter of partnership agreement. Can 3 no trump be bid on as little as this? singleton, 3 small, king and 1, ace, king, queen, 7th? Or do you need an extra ace? Do you need an extra ace? Of course not. 6 clubs is probably lay down. You'd better be on the same wavelength in case you hear double in a similar case. We prefer to consider 3-no trump as more a preempt than a positive move, similar to a standard gambling 3-no opener, but with a diamond stopper. Seems reasonable. 5 clubs. However, this hand is not for sale below the 6th level. Fascinating. I think we have enough defense that the opponents are going to stay out of it. 5 diamonds may even be making if the club ace is not cashing. I agree with that. It's very possible. Correct to 6 clubs over 5 diamonds. Going for the save. Dubois, 5 clubs. With all this bidding by vulnerable opponents, my partner can't have a major suit ace as well as a diamond stopper and solid clubs. Hold that thought while we deal with those who preferred an alternative game. Bergen says 4 spades. 4 spades, I'm going to try for game in my major. I hope partner understands I have some club support too in case he's voiding spades or something like that. Robson makes an excellent case for 10 tricks rather than 11. I don't know if I mentioned this. I mean, there are definitely hands where we could be making 4 spades and down in 5 clubs. I think 5 clubs is more likely to make, though. 4 spades. First thought was 5 clubs as this rates to make facing partners presume solid clubs plus diamond stopper. But it won't make if there's a spade ruff against it. And 4 spades will probably make even facing singleton, doubleton, king 3rd, ace, king, queen, jack 7th. Is this true? That's a little bit less clear to me. I mean, yeah, they probably lead a diamond, but a club ruff is looming. Wait a second. Hold on just a second. Wait just a second. Aren't we looking at this backwards? He's saying, oh no, I'm concerned about a spade ruff. You know, like partner might have a doubleton spade and spades are 4-1 and they get a spade ruff. But we have at least 10 clubs between our hand and partner. Partner could have 8 clubs even. Isn't it far more likely that there's a club ruff looming than a spade ruff? I think Robson has this one backwards. To be fair, it's hard to find a club ruff. I mean, sometimes opening leader just leads a singleton. They have the ace of spades and the ace of hearts to get in. They have plenty of time to get the spade ruff. I hear what you're saying. Like, maybe it's harder for them to get a club ruff than a spade ruff, but the reasoning seems a little bit backwards. Maybe he could have said this better. All right, I'm not going to rip into Robson anymore. 4 spades, solid clubs, no doubt. Wait. 4 spades. With solid clubs and extreme spades shortage, no doubt partner will remove. Slam could be on. Incorrect. Okay. Perhaps the most obvious answer to Sally's question is to listen to the bidding, look at all of the major suit honors. It's not easy to construct a 52-card layout consistent with the vulnerable opponent's bidding, in which East holds a major suit ace. Fine players that they all are. I think the rest of the panel answered this question after a little too much New Year's Eve cheer. 6 clubs. 6 clubs. Okay, 6 clubs by Deweese. Pass is not forcing, so I'll have to take a guess. I'm going to go high, since I think it's likely partner will have one of the major suit aces. Jill's playing partner for major suit ace, just like everyone else here. This is a fair comment by Larson. I actually don't know who Jessica Larson is. Let me look her up, because I have no idea who she is. I feel like I may have said this before. Now that I'm looking at her picture, I feel like I have looked her up in the past, probably for this exact reason. Swedish, multiple-time Venice Cup winner, in fact. 2019 and 2022. Very cool. Partnership style determines whether you bid 5 or 6 clubs. With my regular partners, I would offer slam. I think that's perfectly okay. She should get full marks for her bid. Even though I think that's probably not great. Migri says 6 clubs. I can't believe partner has solid clubs, a diamond stopper, and 2 aces. So Migri is like looking for the grand. What does she think the opponents have? That would indeed leave the opponents with about a combined 7 count. But that didn't stop a couple of partygoers from looking anyway. Zia. How do we get to 7? Love that guy. He's great. Larry Cohen also looks for 7. Alright. This deal was from an Australian national team final. An overzealous West jumped to 5 spades. God, the fucking Aussies, man. 5 spades. What clowns. Hold on, let's continue reading. Partner had doubleton, singleton, ace third, ace king queen, 7th. Huh. Exactly what we expected them to hold. North was 4x1, which was not unlikely, as South is marked with very few points. So something like queen 6th is likely to justify the 4 diamond bid. This means that the only making game is 4 spades. Really? Which loses a heart and 2 trumps. Oh, because they do get a spade ruff. As Andrew surmised, game in clubs loses 2 aces and a spade ruff. If partner's major suit lengths are reversed, both black suit games are likely to make. I don't know about this, man. I mean, I'm thinking, would the opening leader always find a club ruff if they started with a doubleton club? Okay. Anyway, I think it's close between the 2. I do prefer 5 clubs. But maybe there's a little bit more to it than I've been thinking about. Partner suit, major suit lengths are... Okay, 4 spade bidders can claim the moral victory. If only 8 out of 10 here. Huh. 10% of competitors who chose to double should note that you get only a club, a heart, and a diamond against 4 diamonds, so minus 710 is clearly worse than going down in slam. Love that. Alright, hand 3. Where are we? What did we do? We doubled. This one was pretty clear, right? This one was just kind of automatic. But we'll take a look at what people say. Eric, you doubled too. Well done. Well done. Lots of votes for double. There is 1 panel vote for pass. There's a couple of votes for something else, which these people need to be cut for next month. All right. This deal provides regular partnerships with something to discuss. Wait, it does? Wait, what do we have to discuss? I'm curious to find out. This is going to be exciting. And also illustrates one of the difficulties of setting good problems. I don't understand. Okay, the objective was to discover the meaning of double in this fairly straightforward auction. Bro, if you want to discover the meaning of double, don't write match points in the problem description. That's not what you want to do. Like, I can tell you, here's what double means at match points. Penalty. Penalty. That's what it means. Sometimes negative, sometimes support, but also penalty. Did we do so? Emphatically no. So it turned out to be a New Year's gift for competitors, as those panelists who thought double was for penalties, those who thought it was for takeout, and those who didn't care all chose the same action. That's actually amazing, but I mean, like, it's just clearly penalty. Alan hits the nail on the head. Double. This is presumably a test for the panel as to whether they think double, two spades is takeout or penalty. It is still takeout for me. What is wrong with this guy? Hello? Like, I am so lost as to what's going on with all these answers. Like, I've what are they doing? I know how to make a takeout double. 2 no trump. It's very, I guess 2 no, maybe 2 no needs to be to play. Hold on. Maybe this is a slightly more complicated than I originally thought. Is 2 no natural here? It probably should be, right? I don't know. I think if you have a natural 2 no trump, you should probably just make a penalty double, right? Partner's a passed hand. You don't have 15, so you're capped at 14. I mean, how could you be making a game? Yeah, I feel like we just have to, doubles penalty, 2 no's takeout. It's a little unclear to me. I will give them that. 2 no trump could be natural. Like, look, honestly, at match points, 2 no trump natural might have a lot going for it in this spot. Plus 120 is better than... oh, the opponents are vulnerable? Okay, anyway, but it's a little bit more complicated. But look, here's the simple answer. When you don't make a takeout double on the first round of the auction, you can no longer make a takeout double of that suit later in the auction. It's actually really easy. Like, you pass their suit, and then they bid it again later. You need a way to tell your partner, hey, they stole my opening bid. I think they're in trouble. And double is what means that here. All right, these people are all idiots. We need to get rid of them. Megri points out the most important question. Double. I wish I knew what double shows, and more importantly, I wish I knew what partner thinks it shows. If positive it's takeout, I would double. If not, I might take a shot at 4 fucking hearts. God, get her out of here too. Like, is the entire panel on drugs? Some were not particularly bothered what partner thought. Double. I'm not sure how penalty-oriented this is, and I don't really care. Larry Cohn. Double, whatever it means. Facing a partner who couldn't open 2 hearts, I don't know that we can handle the taps and 4 hearts. Agreed. Double. I have some values and might be available for anything partner wants to do. I mean, this is crazy. Double. How am I doing? I double even knowing that it's probably not the best bid. Of course it's the best bid. Villas-Boas. Double, I'm happy whatever partner does. I mean, I tend to agree with this sentiment that if I make a penalty double and partner pulls, I'm actually pretty happy. That probably means partner doesn't have the heart king, and 2 spades doubled might even make. That doesn't seem to be a very, very satisfactory situation to me. I'm in the same camp as the largest faction among the doublers. Bergen says penalties. Seduced by vulnerability, form of scoring, and the easy diamond opening lead. Myers. Double at match points, I double. If I go minus 670, so be it. Agree. Boom. David Bird. Haven't I already kicked him off the panel once this set? I don't know if I can read his... I guess I'll read through what he says. Double. Since I had nothing over a spade, this double is clearly for penalties. fucking finally. This is crazy to me that no one knows what this double is. I double at imps 2, so it's clear cut at match points. A little bit scarier. A little bit scarier for sure, buddy, because 670 is on the table here. Raising hearts when partner did not open in week 2 is unattractive. Double, penalty. Plus 500, minus 670, who knows? Typical match point decision. Yep. Nigel Kearney, double, there's no guarantee, but it looks like we will defeat this much more than half the time. Says someone who's definitely an engineer. You can just tell that he's performing some expected value calculations in there. Double, I'm hoping partner didn't bid with singleton, jack 5th, jack 3rd, jack 4th. This is like that bidding problem that Brad gave me from last week, where he's like, so you have a 2 count and you have a balancing decision. Do you balance? Obviously, we don't let partner bid with that. That hand partner would clearly preempt. You're right. 2 hearts, hearts and a minor. I'm hoping we can make 2 diamonds, 2 hearts, the club king, and maybe something gets promoted. I mean, look, if you get 2 diamonds, 2 hearts, and the club king, you are getting a promotion because partner's playing a 3rd round of hearts. Handful of Mavericks. Where the hell is Zia? 3 fucking spades. Zia, your partner is a passed hand. You have 14. Oh my god. Okay. We don't need to read any of this crap, do we? Dubois says, of course my normal bid should be double, however in an undiscussed partnership that is probably for penalties, which for me is nonsense. The fuck? Get this guy out of here. Like, who are these morons that they placed on the panel this month? I think Dubois only plays teams. Like, and I also think that double is probably wrong at teams. 500 could be in the picture, but so is minus 670. Like, do I want to take that risk? Probably not. Let's just pass and collect our plus score. Okay, anyway, like, let's just, I had the hand at the table playing with a student. Dude. It blows my mind every time I find out someone who, like, is basically an amateur is, like, teaching people bridge. It seemed clear to double if I knew partner would pass. But when I was mindful of Migri's observation above. What? I wish I knew what double shows. Okay, fine. If you're uncertain, I do understand. You don't want partner really taking out the double unless they have really balanced on something cheesy. I thought likely that we could get plus 200 defending 2 spades undoubled. So double! Which would beat all those making plus 140 or plus 120. Partner had 2, 5, 3, 3, 11. Okay, partner forgot to open. With hearts 3, 3, you can make 4 hearts or 3 no by finding the club queen. But we were probably never bidding game. Declare did not play the hand to best advantage, and we scored 90% by beating 2 spades 4. Of course, plus 100 would have been better. Sorry, plus 1100 would have been better. But I suspect that at the table, double would have led to only 170. Okay, look. Most students, clients, sponsors, whatever, are terrified of passing out doubles, even if they know it's penalty. Because they've had that one or multiple experiences where like, they will pass it out, and then, like, either they'll get yelled at by their partner, who tells them that the double was takeout, they'll get yelled at by their partner by, like, for misdefending, or they'll get yelled at by their partner because like they took a big risk and there's no reason to take big risks. So they have been conditioned that if they pass out a double, regardless of what happens on the hand, they're going to get yelled at. Most people don't want to get yelled at. So of course, if you double, they're going to take everything out. So sure. I mean, if we're playing with a student at a club game or whatever, then no, we can't double two spades. We just pass, we lead a high diamond, probably switch to ace of hearts and a heart, and then we'll go from there. We get plus 200 or plus 400 and we score 90% anyway. Awesome, we move on with our life. This is a common enough type of auction. Whether you agree that double is penalties or take out-ish, regular partnerships should make sure that they know what partner will expect. Great. What's going on? Next hand. Here we go. What did I tell you? All right, 5 people on the panel will not be coming back next month. We know that. But panel is split between pass and double because some of them will play this this sequence as forcing. I guarantee. Let's take a look. We do pick up the full 10, though, for the pass. I'm a little bit surprised that we pick up the full 10. You're leaving, Eric? You're just out? You've given up? You're a 5 spade bidder? Is that what's going on? Okay, let's take a look and see what the panel says. This is a classic high-level 3-way decision. The comments of many panelists suggest that the option chosen by more than half of the competitors is... Wait, what did the competitors do? Oh, 55% bid... I mean, this is not surprising to me. Like, I don't remember where it was first printed. It was probably in some sort of, like, Larry Cohen book. But the 5 level is for the opponents. You really don't want to bid at the 5 level. It's just... It's very similar to don't play 4 of a minor, right? You're aiming for a very narrow target for bidding at the 5 level, either as a sacrifice or as a make, to be correct. You're saying, like, 10 tricks, we can make more than 10, but we can't make more than 12. Or you're like, the opponents are making exactly 11 tricks. Because if the opponents are making 12, it's probably good of you to just pass them out at the 5 level. And obviously, if the opponents are going down, you don't want to be saving as a phantom save. But a lot of players will look at these hands and be like, wow, the opponents have a big heart fit, we have a big spade fit, I have extra spade length, my hand doesn't have very many tricks, so the opponents are probably making, I'm going to sacrifice. And this, I think, is the wrong way to look at the hands. I feel like on this one, the panelists are going to do a better job explaining than I will, so let's just read what they say. He does correctly say the first big question to answer is whether you're in a forcing pass situation or not. Larry Cohen, the 5 level belongs to the opponents? Thanks. Yeah, I thought it was probably him. Sally Brock, pass, I don't think this is forcing. Oh. I thought Sally was an older player, but my suspicion might be wrong about this. I'm happy for partner to do whatever he thinks is best. Ah, so Sally's playing in the mixed event while Jill is playing in the Venice Cup. Andrew Robson, pass. The question is whether my pass is forcing. I say no. But actually, I think pass sums up our hand either way. Not sure whether to bid 5 spades or not. I didn't spend a lot of time thinking about that. I first came up with the decision about whether or not 5 spades would be forcing because this is a spot that my partner and I would just have an agreement about. So I appreciate what Robson has done. I actually really respect what Robson has done here by just like saying we bid 5 spades whether or not it's forcing, or we pass whether or not it's forcing. And he's probably right about that in retrospect. That if partner has a very offensively oriented hand, especially with a heart void, 5 spades could be the right spot. If partner doesn't have that sort of hand, then we'll just pass out 5 hearts, or maybe partner can even double. The law would say, yes, they have 11 hearts, we have 10 or 11 spades. But I have a hunch it will overestimate here as we have a lot of stuff in our short suits. Agree? Pass, not forcing for us. We would play it as forcing vulnerable against not. Another good point that some people will have differing opinions on different vulnerabilities. Law total tricks, 11 to 12 hearts, 10 to 11 spades, so 21 to 23, is normally a strong argument for bidding 5 spades ourselves. But the queen of clubs, jack of diamonds can be more useful in defense. That's what I mentioned about queens and jacks being more defensive cards. And everyone knows the 5 level belongs to the opponents. Do they now? Let's hope our partner will have some element of judgment himself. Many didn't address the issue and simply left things for partner with varying degrees of enthusiasm or misgivings. Pass, transfer the problem, unsure whether to double or bid 5 spades. Why can't we just pass it out? Pass, I have nothing more to say. Not committing to 5 spades on this hand, neither am I doubling to warn partner off. 5 hearts could easily be cold. Let partner get the decision wrong instead. Deweese, leave it up to partner to take the final decision here. My hand isn't great for either offense or defense. True, this is a pretty bad hand. Why did we open again? All right, we had 11. No problem. Pass with singleton, with Kingleton heart. I'll leave it up to partner to decide what to do. Zia offers a typically philosophical view of the situation. Pass, let partner screw it up. I don't know what to do, except that I would have opened 2 spades. Fucking Zia, man. This guy's getting old. Why would he open 2 spades with that hand? That's crazy. Schenken can't double. Why bid spades in front of partner? Alright, perhaps some can explain the reasoning for Barnett. Oh, Schenken. Larry Cohen, get this guy out of here. I have an extra spade and short heart, so I'm... Oh, okay, you know what? Look, Larry Cohen literally just, like, every hand for him is a law question. So, of course, he's going to bid 5 spades. Fine. We'll move on to someone else. I know he doesn't even say the law in his answer, but he was thinking it. We can all tell that Larry was thinking it. Our Egyptian friend. Pass is forcing, so pass then 5 spades would... Pass is forcing. So pass then 5 spades would show a better hand. 5 spades now shows the very weak hand. Yeah, he's making the assumption that he wants to save in 5 spades, which I think is pretty clearly incorrect. Partnership agreements will determine whether 4 hearts shows a void or whether it could just be a singleton. I bid like it's a void and go to 5 spades, which seems like it should be weaker than passing. I don't really understand this comment. I mean, forcing pass tends to clarify whether or not you think your hand is offensive or defensive in strength. But I like her answer in the sense that she says, I'm assuming that partner's splinter is a void. I don't think that everyone has that agreement. 5 spades, 5 spades. My partner and I each have stiff hearts. This is tough. Double is tempting, but I'm going to bite and commit to the 5 level. Author is in agreement with the group of people who double. Oh, but that's because he thinks we're in a forcing pass situation. Anyway, double. I need to tell partner we have a bad hand for 5 spades. So Migri also thinks it's a forcing pass. Double, I have a terrible hand that prefers to defend than play. Pass would be forcing. Yep. Bergen says double. I don't want to encourage partner bid 5 spades. FYI, I would have passed originally. Coward. Double, I don't like it, but I'm obligated to double since we're in a forcing situation. Double. Yuck! Exclamation point. Even at the 5 level, the contract could be in jeopardy. I do have one of the worst possible hands for partner. The only offensive assets are the club ace and the 6 spade. Sometimes they'll make it, and if partner has a much better hand, he can always pull. It's not clear to me whether... I think she believes that they're in a forcing pass. So I think all the doublers believe they're in a forcing pass is what I'm getting out of this. Man who sent me the hand sums up double. Partner's four hearts surely set up a forcing pass situation. I think I went over why like this really shouldn't in this specific scenario, but it is important to have that agreement. Jack high spades, wasted heart king, it must be right to warn him against bidding on. Partner's hearts shortage is not good news. It means that to make five spades, you will need to restrict your losers to just one in the other three suits, with no roughs available on either hand. Yeah, so suggesting that it's not a void splinter. To make 11 tricks, you'll need partner to have a very good hand opposite this junk. At the table, West made a forcing pass, which seems too much to me. And he's duly carried on to five spades with 5, 1, 4, 3, 12 count. With neither side able to make 11 tricks, bidding 5 over 5 was not the right thing to do on these cards. Perhaps he should double 5 hearts when 5 hearts is passed around to him, but it seems to me that West should get there first. Yeah, if you're in a forcing pass scenario, you have to double. If you're not in a forcing pass scenario, you just pass because like your hand is garbage. Pretty simple. Anywho, on to the next one. What happened here? Okay. We scored 8 for 4 diamonds. I'm actually relatively pleased that the panel chose both 4 clubs and 4 diamonds and were awarded the same number of marks for each one. Probably because they expect 4 clubs to be a slam try and diamonds. Or not diamonds and hearts. But we'll take a look and see if that's what they actually think it means. Again, it would be that this is kind of a thing that you and your partner want to discuss. Because it's not that you can just always bid 2 clubs to game force and avoid this problem. Like, sometimes you do have to bid a spade, right? Your hand could be like 5, 2, 5, 1 or something. I guess you'd, yeah, like your hand could be 5, 2, 5, 1. Okay, I'm struggling to come up with hands where you have to bid a spade, but yes, there exist hands where you have to bid a spade rather than game forcing with 2 clubs. 5 hearts, the most popular choice by the panel. It doesn't really occur to me. I don't know what 5 hearts is asking about, because we have good trumps and we're basically missing a club control. I mean, it's kind of a generic slam try, and maybe that's what our hand is. Let's see what people say. Panel is widely divided on this one, with 6 different options supported. The one thing on which just about everyone agrees is that the competitor's most popular choice, a raise to 4 hearts, is simply not enough. Agree with that. 22 out of 23 make a move towards slam. Migri, 4 clubs, good 4 heart bid. Robson, 4 clubs, this should probably say nothing about clubs, simply showing a good 4 heart bid. So that's what they're hoping for. Deweese, 4 clubs, slam try and hearts. We're not introducing a second suit. With my heart holding, I'm not worried that partner will bid too high. Silver, missing the top 2 heart honors. I can't expect partner to accept any slam invitation at this point, but maybe I can get him Q-bidding. I intend to bid 4 spades over 4 diamonds, and hopefully from there we can sort out if slam will be good. Thus was my choice when Alan first sent me the problem, was 4 clubs, supposedly. Myers, 4 diamonds. I'm going to phony Q-bid my diamond control. My hand is too good to just raise to 4 hearts. Exactly. 4 diamonds, we might be missing a club control. Of course. 4 diamonds. Seems like I'm worth 1 slam try. 5 hearts doesn't describe this hand. I don't think that's necessarily true. The thing that worries me is that the 5 level might be too high. That's kind of the main concern that I have. The opponents might take the first 3 club tricks. Like, could partner have a hand that's like King, Queen of Spades, Queen, Jack of Hearts, Ace, King of Diamonds for this 3 heart bid? Probably. They could be like 2, 6, 2, 3 with those honors. 3 small clubs, even Jack third of clubs, or Queen third of clubs even, and we might just lose the first 3 tricks in clubs. So That was kind of my concern about committing to the 5 level. I mean, look, it never occurred to me to bid 5 hearts. Now that I see the panelists do it, I understand the rationale, but I think it's very clear that 4 clubs and 4 diamonds are better choices. Important to be on the same wavelength with your partner about it, though. David Bird, 5 hearts. I'm too good for 4 hearts and have no minor suit cubid to make. This is an important point on cubidding, though. Queen Jack is actually quite a good holding to cubid, generally, when you're looking for slam. Because most of the time your partner's going to have one of the honors in that suit. So if your partner has the king and you cubid the suit, they're going to be pretty happy. They're going to make forward-going moves, and that's exactly what you want. If partner has the ace and you cubid the suit, they're happy. Sure, worst case scenario, you're on a finesse or something. Fine, so be it. But if partner has, the king and you don't cubid, they're going to be pretty upset. They're going to worry that they could be off, the ace-queen sitting behind them or something. Anyway, George Brad says 5 hearts seems bad. Pass or 6 hearts from partner are kind of the only choices, and then you don't really know about more information. It's like a quantitative invite. Think of it like 1 no, 4 no. This is like 3 hearts, 5 hearts. That's all that it does. Of course it's better to be scientific, but if science is lacking, and I understand the comments, like David Bird, I have no minor suit cubid to make. He's just uncomfortable with cubidding a queen. That's fine. And he also doesn't have the agreement with his partner that 4 clubs is a slam try and hearts. Of course 4 clubs as a slam try and hearts would be better. But if you don't have that agreement and you're not comfortable cubidding the queen jack of diamonds, then this is where you end up with 5 hearts. 5 hearts shows good trumps and no minor suit cubid. I mean, kind of implied. I don't think good trumps necessarily is in the description. It's just no minor suit Q and a slam try, therefore implying that you have spade and heart values. 5 hearts, invitational. Alan contributed this excellent problem and eloquently sums up the case for the largest faction on the panel. 5 hearts. I sent this hand in after it was sent to me. Firstly, I don't think 3 spades is a cue for hearts. I agree, but do believe that 4 minor is a cue agreeing hearts. Also agree. Well, at least 95% of the time anyway. I mean, you can't really have that, but yeah, this is kind of the point that I was making, that you want to design your system around the things that are most likely to come up. And so if 3 spades is natural and non-forcing, natural and forcing, that opens the door for 4 of a minor to be cubid in support of hearts. If you're playing 4 of a minor instead as something else, then you really need a way to show a good hand with spades, basically. So if 4 clubs and 4 diamonds are both cubids for hearts, 3 spades need to show a good hand with spades, and 4 spades would be a weak hand with spades. Like game forcing, but not interested in moving for slam. But yeah, if 4 clubs is hearts slam try, 4 diamonds is spades slam try, then 3 spades doesn't need to be a cubid for hearts. It could be something else. I don't know. I'm stumbling at this point. Let's just move on. I could psych a 4 minor cue, or I could drive it with 4 no trump and just hope, but a jump to 5 hearts seems to portray my hand well. A slam try with no minor suit control. That's what you got. If we don't have 2 top losers, I expect good play for slam. I strongly suspect partner has 7 hearts, as I'm looking at the ace-king. That's not so clear to me. I mean, there's plenty of hands with 18 highs or 17 highs that would jump with queen jack 10 6th of hearts because they have nothing else to do. Maybe some of these hands would rebid no trump or open no trump, I'm not sure, despite the 6-card major. 5 hearts, Sia says, should show either both minors controlled or neither with great major suit cards. Partner will be able to tell which from his own hand. That's actually a really cool convention. I like it. Either way, I still think that this is bad. It is a good idea to play 4 clubs as an artificial slam try in this type of auction. Agree. But Zia, not comfortable making that. In an undiscussed situation, fair. 5 hearts, this seems like a fair description. With a regular partner, I could advance with 4 clubs to agree hearts and show interest without suggesting a club control. I am obviously getting old. Either I'm out of touch with modern bidding, or Marty is going crazy, or maybe he's been celebrating early. 5 hearts. If you choose this example to prove that it is not correct to respond 1 spade, I agree 1000%. Wait, yeah, this was the hand. No way. No one on the panel said that that we should have just game forced with 2 clubs earlier? What? Oh my god. This guy has lost it. And apparently so has the... I'm sure that the panel just like kind of ignored it because they felt they had a comfortable solution to the problem. And I kind of agree. But I am surprised that no one has talked about the 2 club game force earlier. Huh. 5 hearts. Partners non-forcing 3 heart rebid shows something like a blah 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 blah. Okay. That is just a giant text dump. We're not going to read that. 4 no trump period. We may have a grand slam. This is a good reason to go through keycard. If you're worried about missing a grand slam, keycard often helps you with that. We don't really have a source of tricks, but maybe it's not so important given that our values are so pure. Like if we find all of the aces and partner shows the diamond king, then we're in excellent shape. Larry Cohen, 6 hearts abandoning... Fuck off, Larry, get out of here. Guest panelist, bid 4 hearts, just going along with the rest of the community. Slam was a marginal proposition opposite Queen Doubleton, Queen Jack 10 7th, Ace Doubleton, Ace Queen Doubleton. That's what qualifies as a 3 heart bid these days? Okay, fine. It's probably not too far off. I mean, the Queen of Spades becomes a little bit better when partner bids a spade, but man, maybe the 7th heart is good enough. It's a 15 count. I mean, I'm not overly enthusiastic about rebidding 2 hearts with 7 of them and 15, but we have 3 queens. Our hand's pretty bad. 3 hearts, 14 to 16. Oh, Gazilli. Yeah. For sure. Yeah, if you play Gazilli, you get a little bit more clarity on this one. Huh. I wonder if this was pulled from a Gazilli auction. I wonder if the guy pulled this from a Gazilli... Wait, didn't someone turn this thing in? Alan Mold. Okay, I have no idea then. Anywho. Entry problems mean a spade lead beats 6 hearts. However, 6 no trump will always make if you correctly guess which minor suit finesse to take. Okay, so what you're saying is 6 no trump will make 50% of the time. Is that what he's telling me? Because that sounds like what he's telling me. There's a big difference between always make and guess between one of 2 equally appealing options. Okay. Board 6. How did we do? We got top marks for a double. This one doesn't really seem like a big problem once again, but I see that there were a number of people who did not agree, even on the panel. All right, I've hovered over the board. We all remember we're 2, 4, 1, 6 with an 8 count, and we decide to game force. What's the problem? It is sometimes hard to see the wood for the trees. Nice British saying. We say see the forest through the trees. But experts often seem able to dodge the bullet by anticipating the problem. I think the panel failed to do so on this one. What? Didn't the panel do the right thing? It seems like they did the right thing. Some were perhaps seduced by the form of scoring. Myers. Double. At imps, I would bid 5 clubs. I agree with that. Yep. But at match points, it may be important to play in the major. I think it's really important to play in 3-no trump. I just want to play 3-no. Like, it's match points, dude. Our hand has a source of tricks, and we have a quick trick outside. Yeah, 3-no could go down on a diamond lead, again, when 5 clubs or 6 clubs is making, but here we are. Anyhow. Having doubled, if North bids 4 spades, I can bid 5 clubs. Exactly. Double, it's difficult to ignore the possible 4-heart contract at match points. Our other options are limited, as for us 4 clubs would be a transfer to diamonds. Okay, fine. Robson, double. I see no reason not to find our 4-heart game. Bit nerve-wracking, partner passing the double and finding his ace-king of clubs or taking 0 tricks. Yeah, I mean, like, partner could pass. And this is a serious concern, especially given how light we are. And how many clubs we hold. But who cares? Double. Start with a double. Can always support clubs later. Semeh has a plan for all eventualities, although I wonder if the strategy will perhaps lead to playing 4 clubs plus 1 too often. Double. Inviting partner to bid 3-no, 4 hearts, 4 clubs, or pass. I will pass 4 clubs and bid 5 clubs if North bids 4 spades. I think I said I would pass 4 clubs. And it feels pretty reasonable to me to pass 4 clubs. Like, our hand just isn't very good. Once again, we have a lot of queens. We have nice shape, but the small doubleton spade is particularly unappealing. If the opponents are cashing 2 spade tricks because partner doesn't bid 3-no, then we need to take all the rest of the tricks. So we'll need partner to have the ace-king of clubs, we'll need partner to have a bunch of heart cards, ace-king of hearts. They could have that. Partner might also have wasted diamond values. Anyway, we'll see what everyone else says. Deweese, double, try for 4 hearts, 3-no trump from partner would be a problem, as I would want to bid a non-forcing 4 clubs over that. But I guess that would be forcing. I'll wait for that problem in next month's set. Interesting. This was match points, right? Why is everyone so afraid of playing 3-no? I don't know. Larry, double. Nobody has partners who bid 4 hearts, but I have a fallback plan. Oh, it has just occurred to me what the author thinks the problem on this hand is. So far, none of the panel has talked about it. I brought it up earlier when I was talking about double. Schenken, double, flexible, but maybe 3-no is the 3-no is the winner. I mean, partner can bid 3-no if you double, right? Couple of passers. Rest all decided 6-card support for partner suit was worth mentioning. There are 4 club bidders. Zia bids 4 clubs. I think he can still bid 4 hearts as an offer to play. No, Zia, he cannot. Incorrect. Double by us risks opening a can of worms. It's true. It's true. We'll get there. I assume that the author of this article is going to tell us why double is so bad. Again, I've alluded to it, but we'll get there. 4 clubs. 4 clubs. 4 clubs. Only a couple appreciated the preempted value of getting to game quickly. Oh, never mind. Looks like what I was thinking was incorrect. 5 clubs. Who knows what we can make, but it being match points, I go for what I think is our safest and highest scoring plus score. 5 clubs, I'd rather consume space. Alright. Hanoi hits the problem on the head. If you bid 4 clubs, it goes 4 spades, 5 clubs, 5 spades back to you. If you double, it goes 4 spades, 5 hearts, 5 spades to you. Well, that sounds great. This is amazing. Huh? Oh god. Oh my god. What? So we find a heart fit, and supposedly we also get partner off to the correct lead against 5 spades. I mean, I prefer partner not lead a club when I have queen 6. Partner had singleton king, king jack 10 fourth, 3 small, ace king jack 5th. So you can make 11 tricks in clubs, and the opponents make 11 or 12 in spades. I mean, it wasn't so clear to me that we should be selling out to 5 spades on this hand. You know, the 5 levels for the opponents, but like, that doesn't mean we can't save, right? I think we're supposed to save if it goes double 4 spades, 5 hearts, 5 spades. We might be making, for one thing. I mean, partner sounds like they have a singleton in spades when they bid 5 hearts like this, or possibly a void. And my hand gets really good opposite that sort of hand. So I think I would bid 6 hearts. No, I would bid 6 clubs, for sure. No reason to risk potential club roughs or in a heart contract, for example, or bad trump splits. Yeah, 6 clubs seems pretty clear. I mean, even on this auction, if you bid 4 clubs, 4 spades, 5 clubs, 5 spades, that one's a little bit less obvious because partner hasn't shown a heart fit. Anyhow, it's perhaps hard to appreciate that the hand may not belong to your side. I don't know if I explicitly said that, but I did say that we're game forcing an 8 count. An immediate jump to 5 clubs may get a double from north. Wait, what? Why? Their partner preempted and they have 1 defensive trick? Why would they double? Hello? What? Excuse me? Excuse me? Why do you think that anyone's going to be doubling with this hand? Okay, anyway. If you let him bid 4 spades, then you need to save at the 6th level to get many match points. Exactly. I think we would. A moral victory. Well, 2 boards to go. What have we got on hand 7? Ooh! I'm actually surprised that panel went with two hearts on this one. Yeah, very surprising to me that they didn't overcall spade. Okay, lots of votes for 2 hearts, couple of votes for 1 spade, and that was it. I usually try to avoid setting problems with only 2 realistic options, and this one turned out to be very one-sided. It came about as I was intending to set the east hand as a problem, the east hand. Okay. Discussing the deal with the abbot. He maintained that the poor result occurred because of West's absurd 2-heart overcall holding 6 spades. I said I thought 2 hearts was right, so we agreed to disagree and see what the panel thought. I'm glad to report that this is 1-0 to me. Yep. Presumably the abbot is David Byrd. Is that the guy that writes the Bridge with the Abbot thing? If so, then it probably is him. No love for Leaping Michaels. Well, you can't bid Leaping Michaels over a 1-heart bid. But yes. Yeah, there are no 3 club bids from the panelist. 2 hearts showing both suits. Isn't it better to show 10 cards than 5? I actually hate it when people say this, but this is like a pretty common thing that people say. 2 hearts normally 5-5, but showing 2 suits might be important on this hand. That's true. We have a void in their suit. This could get out of hand quickly. I don't really like to bid Michaels with 6 cards in the other major, but this is the best way to describe a 2-suiter. Have an extra spade, but let's get 2 suits in before the auction gets out of control. I think this is an important point. Robson says, I never used to like Michaelsing with a 6th card in the major, but it seems to work quite well, and it does show 10/13ths of our cards, although admittedly partner doesn't know the minor. So this comment, I wonder if that means he's like changed his mind. He used to be a 1 spade bidder and now he's a 2 heart bidder. Start by showing spades in a minor. Perhaps I'll be able to bid spades to show 6-5 on the next round. I think you might be able to at the 4 level. Yes. Marty highlights the major problem with overcalling a spade. I'd usually prefer to overcall a spade and later bid clubs, but with my heart void, I expect north-south will be in 4 hearts before I get a second turn. Exactly. Looks likely that north will raise hearts. Bunch of just 2 hearts. My lack of spade quality persuades me to show a black 2-suiter rather than a bidding spades. Both Simon and our French mixed champions raise a second issue. Playing in an unfamiliar partnership, I would bid 2 hearts to show spades in a minor. However, I'm a strong believer that it's better to show 2 suitors. I think I mentioned this before. Playing with Mueller, 2 hearts would show spades and diamonds, and we would bid 3 hearts to show this hand with both black suits. Oh. I assume they would bid 3 clubs to show both black suits, but apparently 3 hearts. I agree with Simon, although I prefer to show spades and clubs with 2 hearts. Whatever. You have the option of using 3 clubs to show spades and diamonds. 2 hearts for us, this specifically shows spades and clubs. Usually we hate to do this. This hand is worthwhile because of the poor quality of the suit. Zia makes a telling point that no one else mentioned. 2 hearts. When I bid 4 spades next. Okay, I'm sorry that I accused Zia of being old. He's just, like, no bid from partner. It's just gonna go, here's how Zia's auction goes. A heart. 2 hearts. 4 hearts. Pass, pass. 4 fucking spades, man. Just get in there. Time to saddle up. We're in for a wild ride. Alright. Let's hear from the small alternative camp. Cohen, 1 spade. This is the wrong shape strength for Michaels. Shape strength. So he believes in the multi-range or split range Michaels. 1 spade, another breather. You just love it when people are so sure about the wrong decision. That's great. I love this. It is generally frowned upon to bid Michaels with 6 cards in the major. Nigel, I don't like Michaels with 6-5. I will have a problem in the next round if they raise to 4 hearts, but that doesn't always happen. Yeah, it kind of does. 1 spade. I have an oft expressed... Dude, what are these words? Oft expressed dislike for bidding Michaels with a 6-card major. It can misfire in so many ways. Yes, North may bid 4 hearts and then we miss a great club fit. However, if you bid 2 hearts and partner does hold 5 clubs, he will place you with diamonds as the second suit anyway, so he will not bid 5 clubs over North's 4 hearts. No problem, because Zia has a plan for that. Zia is just going to bid 4 spades at that point, and then we'll be in great shape. 1 spade. If I had a way to specifically show spades and clubs, I might do that. I won't show you the other half of this deal from Argentina, as it may show up in a future set as originally planned. Fine, fine. I mean, look, as a bridge player, you shouldn't really care about closure. You should just care about making the right bid. But I know a lot of people want to see how it worked out on the actual hand. Last deal. Oh, we got another 10. We did good this month. What happened on the first board? Whose fault was the first board? Was that me? It's probably me. I may have done something wrong on board 1. I don't even remember what it was. Oh, it was going for the penalty of 1 diamond. Yeah, fair enough. 3 clubs, game try. Seems pretty clear. There's a double. What? Dude. Someone help me if the panel says that double is takeout. I'm gonna lose my mind if the panel says double is takeout here. This is just... We have a goddamn heart fit. Stop doubling for takeout. Yeah, Eric bid 2 now as a nondescript game try. You should give yourself points for it then, for 3 clubs, because that's basically what we're doing. Some sort of game try. I also prefer nondescript game tries. We finish the set with an everyday situation that splits the panel 3 ways. With 16 to 23 panelists making a game try of some sort, I relegated the competitive 3 hearts into 3rd place. But almost everyone scores fairly well. Let's start with the pessimists. 3 hearts, only 8 trumps yes, but I don't mind going down 1 for minus 100 against their 110. This was match points again. What? No, it was imps. Right, I remember. This was imps. And I was like, well, we're not vulnerable, so it's not so important to bid game. But it is imps. Let's at least make a game try. That was my choice. Like, what is this comment? He had to have misseen the form of scoring, right? There's no way that at imps you're like, oh, I don't mind going minus 100 against 110. You would just let them play 2 spades if that's what you thought. Anyway, 3 hearts I want to bid on because I have singleton spade, but I don't really think I'm worth a game try. Reasonable. Close to a game try and not quite enough. Yep. I don't have enough for a game try double. Ah, okay, people thought double was a game try. That makes more sense. God help me if if I scroll down and I see double, takeout, period, end of comment. Let's see. 3 hearts from Zia. Oh my god, this is a bit feeble. He's all over the place. If playing in Heat 1... What the hell is Heat 1? I might jump to 4 hearts intending to double their 4 spades save. That is the sexy way. Zia's the best. The largest faction on the panel advanced with a link suit game try. 3 clubs. Definitely possible we belong in game. Myers, 3 clubs. This is very close. I can see hands where we make 4 hearts, so it's worth a try. Yep. Migri, the basic question is this hand worth an invite? The opponents have been silent. Definitely not. Their bidding and supporting spades is encouraging, as I hope partner doesn't have values in spades, so yes, I'll give it a try. It would have been helpful to know if partner had a mixed 3-card raise available. A what? I'm sorry, a mixed 3-card raise? No, a mixed 4-card raise, sure. But no one has a mixed 3-card raise available, Migri. That just has to be a misquote. It has to be a mixed 4-card raise. Dude, what is a mixed 3-card raise? That's just a normal raise. What is a mixed 3-card raise? Oh my god. No, just standard methods in this straightforward auction. That self-serving righteous prick. Every other auction, he's just like, oh, well, the panelists invented this, like, crazy convention, and all of them are using it, so I'm just going to assume that everyone plays it and give that full marks. And now here, nope, just standard methods, no problems. 3 clubs, decide on a game. 3 clubs, way too optimistic. 3 clubs, middle of the road, don't commit to game. I mean, committing to game is insane. 3 clubs, unlikely game but possible, maybe even a good save against 4 spades if partner has long clubs. Robson, double, extra values, take it! takeout. We have a heart fit. No. Is it just because he's British? Is that what's going on here? British people don't understand the meaning of takeout. They just use it as like a filler word, kind of like how Canadians say A all the time, like at the end of sentences. Robson, so like takeout is basically, maybe what he was trying to do was he was trying to like pick up his food order as he was like on the phone with this guy. And you know, the guy's just like, so Robson, what do you do on this last hand? And he's like, oh, I double extra values. And then like he's talking to the person that he's ordering food from, and he says takeout. And the Mark Smith, that's the guy's name, like just wrote that in as part of his response. That has to be what's going on, because there's no way that you would play a takeout double here. Okay. I don't want to pick a minor here, as it would distort my hand. It's more of a three-suitor than... Nope, never mind. He means it is takeout. Okay, I can't read the rest of this comment. Oh, wait, BZL enforces me to read the rest of the comment. As ever, double is the most economical call. True. The Italians have been doubling in these situations for years, and they judge these competitive auctions pretty well as a result. Yeah, it's really easy when you get to tell your partner whether or not you have a minimum or maximum for your bidding thus far, so that they can decide whether or not to balance. That makes bidding a lot easier. I don't know who he's referring to. Andrew's observation emphasizes Giorgio's comment on this hand. Double what else? Deweese, double takeout. God, everyone's ordering food today. I have extra values, but no other bid available. I do play penalty doubles after finding a fit, but only from the 3 level upwards. Sophia highlights a key reason for preferring double if you're going to make a game try. Double is showing some extra values. A number of contracts could be right. Once in a great while, partner will have King Jack 10 fourth of spades. If that's the case, we automatically agree to play the next tournament together too. Nice. Yeah, I mean, sometimes you, well, collect a penalty or actually get to 3 no trump, as opposed to 4 hearts. I'll leave the last word to a man who remembers the hand. Double, I know this hand. It comes from the RealBridge game semi-final in Argentina between Poland and Switzerland. After identical starts, one West bid 3 hearts, and that made 140, whilst the other West chose to double, and that made 800. So it boils down to what double means in your partnership. John insists that after you've found an 8-card major suit fit, all doubles are penalties, so that would not be an option on this hand. As I'm not sitting opposite John today, I'll double and claim my 800. Sophia was not far out with her prediction. His partner held King 10 fourth, Ace 9 third, Jack 10 third, Jack third. After a spade overcall and raise to the 2 level, will partner not hold 4 spades fairly often? The opponents could be in a 9-card fit, of course. If his trumps are good enough for him to choose to defend, your singleton queen might prove useful. Only 9 out of 10 here, but a definite moral victory. All right. How did I do? I got 73. We have a tie at the top. Miguel Villas-Boas and Pierre Schmidt, Joanna Zochowska, both 76. Andrew Robson at 75. Marty Bergen and Sally Brock at 74. With a relatively low winning score and less than half of the panel scoring in the 70s, it looks like this was a difficult set. It was, huh? So kudos to all entrants who got a good score. Great. So where are we? We're up here with Deweese, 73 this month. I think this was my best performance in the RealBridge bidding thing. A lot of the stuff just kind of worked out. I made the bid that I think was right, and so did everyone else. as opposed to like a bunch of crazy conventions getting thrown in at the last minute and being downgraded.